My name is Rhim. I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and I run track and field. And so my mother is Jamaican. My dad is just African-American from Philly, and I have an older brother and then another older brother. We grew up in an apartment most of my life. I started playing football and basketball, and then I wanted to go to NBA, like 5'8", so decided to try track out, and I'm not bad at it, so I just kept doing it. Being a black person and then understanding what it means to be black within the context of America, because I think I didn't really understand that as well until I got to college and what that really means, especially this summer. Like, you know, when I was younger, I think most of us had like the talk with our parents, like, you know, essentially when I was as young as I can remember, I was kind of told that you could be killed by the police if you don't act a certain way. You know, when you're in classrooms, you need to act 2 to 3 times better than your peers, you need to work harder, all that whole deal. And, you know, everything that's going on just, you know, emphasizes that, makes that even more true. I remember this summer while me and my mom were watching CNN and Omar Jimenez, the anchor, was being arrested on air, and, you know, she just started crying, and she was just like, you know, like just telling me, like, make sure you listen to, you know, what I've been telling you, like, if you're around police, don't make them uncomfortable. Yeah, so it's just very frustrating. I think in the summer I was extremely frustrated because of the protests, even in my own city, and it was tough. It's tough, especially seeing this stuff on social media. You find yourself just having to unfollow people or block them or stop talking to them because you don't even want to engage in arguments where I have so much of an emotional investment in this argument because I'm black, whereas you as a white person could never understand, you know, what my lived experience and what I'm going through. So those conversations have been uncomfortable too, as well as this rise of white people seeming to care. And even that too, like, how long have we been saying, you know, stuff is wrong, things are going bad, but it took someone being on video for 8 minutes and 46 seconds with a knee on their neck for a bunch of white people to say, oh wow, this is bad, we care. But during the summer I struggled. I found myself having the news on 24/7, and I had to stop. But, you know, you want to be informed, you want to know what's going on, but also you don't want to give yourself unnecessary stress and anxiety because it eats you up, your chest hurt, your stomach hurt. So finding that balance, I just find things I can do for fun, whether it be writing, reading articles, or sometimes those stress me out too. So really just playing 2K or working out, like that's what I do. I just work out and play 2K, and that's how I kind of take my mind off things. You know, I think being black at the school in general is getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. So, you know, just understanding that your teammates might not understand you, but I think here a lot of them try to, for the most part. But just understanding that your coaches, your teammates, they might not understand you. They can never understand what you're going through. They can never relate to that. But over time, you know, they will try to. I think being an athlete or being a black student athlete on campus helped me meet more people. I think being a black person on Springfield's campus and not an athlete is like probably the loneliest feeling. I mean, I think in general everyone has like a code switch. Like obviously in a professional setting you can't be a certain way that you are when you're with your family. But I think for black people that is really different. I think we almost speak an entirely different language when we're with our friends or outside of practice. Like I would never, even the way I'm speaking right now is not how I speak when I'm at home in Philly or when I'm even in my suite with my roommates. I don't think there's very much spaces where I can be my authentic self because you don't want to essentially, you know, mess up your opportunities and make white people uncomfortable. Black people have been disproportionately affected by many things: police killings, coronavirus, slavery, systemic oppression, systemic racism. So Black Lives Matter to me means that black people have been targeted, and it seems like their life matters less than other people's lives. So, you know, like anything else, when Paris was being attacked, you know, we said pray for Paris. We didn't say pray for America. We didn't say pray for everyone. We said pray for Paris. So I think when a specific group of Americans' lives are being targeted, a specific group of people's lives are being targeted around the globe, we should focus on those lives and say, you know, Black Lives Matter. So people can understand. And once we get to the point where Black lives do matter, then we can say all lives matter. But you know, all lives matter can't matter until Black lives do. And I think there's also, even with Black Lives Matter, there's so much intersectionality that goes into that as well. You know, Black women, black trans lives matter, you know, Black LGBTQ. So there's so much intersectionality that goes into that. But that's what Black Lives Matters means to me. So I can use my platform as a student athlete to move towards a just world by doing interviews like this, I think, and having these conversations with my teammates, and also educating people, you know, on inequalities and inequities. And I think it's important for, you know, people to tell it like it is, and for people to come on here and say that, you know, being a Black student on this campus means that you feel like you don't have a voice. You feel like people don't care about you. And it's important for me to say that on this platform, so that those people know that I'm with them and that I'm using my platform to amplify voices. So the platform that being an athlete gives me, I have to use it to amplify voices, to change the campus, and you know, on a greater scale, obviously change the world. I think, you know, I don't have like a LeBron James platform right now to, you know, speak up and change the world, but I think, you know, I'll work towards it, and I'll start here, and I really just want to use, you know, my being an athlete, and now I've used that to kind of become student trustee and all that. I want to use these things and use these connections that I've made to make change and to leave a legacy. And I think, you know, I'm on my way to doing that, and that's how I think I could do it. It was good talking to you. Good to talk to a Black person.
Yeah.